for a great cause. So I hope everybody enjoys, and let's get going. Timing is going to start after name entry, and the angel here wakes us up. I'm going to put in a quick name here just to keep things rolling quick. We'll get a little message here. So people that aren't familiar with this game, we're basically the master versus the evil, Satan at the time, God versus Satan, and basically the world's been destroyed and we have to restore it. So let's go. First thing we're going to do is change message speed to 0. That's going to make everything instant. There's going to be a lot of mashing. And then we get the beautiful mode 7. Let's go.
Yeah, mode 7. Hell yeah.
So people might be familiar with this track. It's one of the most famous tracks from the game, Fillmore. So many covers of this song. So get your jam emotes out. This game is going to feature a lot of slash jumping. The slash jumping is actually a speed technique to extend both height and range of our jumps. It's also Yuzo Koshiro's voice at the age of 21 every time you hear ha. He also did all the music for this game, and his sister did the artwork and the graphic design, Ayano Koshiro. Both very popular on Twitter, but I don't think they've ever watched the stream. First boss. We don't have a lot of health, but we take it from behind here and just tank away. Our health meter is gonna outlast his, and there you go. Centaur's down. Let's go. That's Act 1. Now, those familiar with the game, you're gonna notice we'll transition back to the city building. But every area has 2 acts, and there's 6 areas, so we got a little bit to go. There's no major skips. There's no major glitches where we skip any of the games, so we're gonna get to see all the areas in their glory. And people are born from lightning, in case you didn't know. That's how we arrive here. 2 people to start off every area.
That's how I was born. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, Karnoff too, right, Tyler? That's how they all start. So we mashed through a lot of text, but we do have to cast miracles here. The people demand those trees to be cleared. We're also going to be doing a lot of building in 2 directions. It's for the purpose of the speedrun. I'm going to do a little bit of counting here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, 8. I got to get a precise number here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Trust me, it's worth it. 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, not you. Okay, they're trolling. Just in time. So, what we basically have to do is farm souls every time we start a simulation area. You see these little blue orbs every time we kill a monster? That's a person going back, being restored. And every time we start a simulation area, it's kind of stressful. Because these monsters have to be killed very quickly. After that, it calms down a little bit. So, we're building in 2 directions because in order to get to the next act, we have to seal all the layers, all the monster layers here. And each of these monsters do their own little thing, but basically they're trying to destroy everything we're building. We don't want to let them do that. So this angel is pretty much doing more work than, the dude with the sword. Right. So, the way this game works is in order to get ahead, you need to have a certain population, which basically increases your levels. I don't want to bore you too much with numbers, but we need to get to level 10. Each area is a 2-level requirement. So level 2, level 4, 6, 8, 10. That's basically what you gotta know for the simulation. Now, we're going through this so fast, so you're gonna miss a lot of the charm and all the little stories that the people are telling you and all the things that they want you to do. But trust me, this, like I think people have said in chat, this was where the charm really was. Like, the platforming's okay, but you could spend hours here building your towns. Alright, almost done. We're gonna try to seal these last 2 layers in 1 cycle. And the bats are trying to take our people away. Don't worry about that. Alright. it'll settle down a little bit. But now they can also build bridges, and that allows us to get over this area and seal that last layer. And again, if you're not familiar with the speedrun, probably not. We have to actually build in a certain way, but it's scripted. So everything we're doing here, you just have to memorize. And they'll build the same way every time. Your population will increase the same way every time. You don't have to worry. Tyler, if you want to jump in with any donations, now's a good time.
Well, what I can do is I can tell you about some more of the incentives, I think, that are coming up here. How about that?
Yes.
Like I said, we've got a couple donations here for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. There was one that was met, which was the blindfolded Gyrim 1 fight, which is pretty cool. But there's also a bid war going on available for the file name of for Skyward Sword. And the next one is to upgrade Hardcore Uprising to blindfolded. That sounds crazy. So I think we should do that one. That's only $40. I think we can get that met here. I would hope by the end of this run. We got a couple more hours on that one. But I would love to see that. I always like people playing games blindfolded. So let's get them some donations for that.
Yeah, thank you. Let's keep it going. So we're going to show off the first glitch here in platforming, and this is the only glitch we abuse in the whole run. We're going to wall clip by taking damage and pressing into the wall for 1 pixel, and then we can just skip all this nonsense going on here. This would be a lot of jumps normally, but this makes it a lot easier. Enemies don't really matter, and we're going to just slash jump over everything here. Grab an apple. There's also a lot of health refills, and we do these little shoulder rolls to keep the damage boosts moving us forward. This is our Minotaur, the red Speedo wearing friend of ours. We just swing at his knees, and again, a lot of damage tanking, not too much strategy here. We don't have a lot of health, but we can get a lot of swings in, and that's Act 2. As again, this game features 2 acts per area, so Fillmore's done. Fun fact, Japanese version, this is called Fillmoa. It gets the Fillmore music from Act 1, also in Act 2. We don't get that in the US version, so in case anybody's wondering, we are playing the US version, but you only get to hear that awesome track once in the game, and that's it. There's going to be a couple other tunes that are pretty good later on. So, again, we're always descending from our Sky Palace into the acts, which is pretty cool. And there you go. Good thing the statue is equipped with a sword, though, instead of like a pool noodle. Otherwise, we'd probably have a pretty tough time against these enemies. This is Blood Pool. Looks a little purple. Might be grape juice. Not sure. There's a half apple. Like I said, most of these stages are pretty straightforward, though, and you almost always get a full apple at the end. We actually do manipulate a lot of the enemies here. There we like despawned a couple. It happens pretty quick. This boss is also a scripted fight. Gonna focus. And there you go. Just like that.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. So normally that fireball could get you and knock you right into that like little gap at the bottom, which seems small, but it's kind of like a pinball game, and you just always seem to fall right through. But that was clean. That's the Manticore. The bosses in this game are pretty neat. We're gonna see every Act 2 boss again, spoiler, later on, and they're sped up. But the Act 1 bosses we only see once. So here we are in Bloodpool. This area is actually known for, well, 2 things. There's a little boy here named Teddy, which, if anybody's familiar with the Quintet series, also makes it back into Soul Blazer as the tool shop owner's son. But unfortunately, in this game, Teddy doesn't quite make it. We'll see. He runs away, and there's a thing where we have to send him some bread. which I think is perfect for this marathon, actually. I think it's a fitting theme.
Gotta feed those children, Sin.
Yes, exactly. So I think it's just a really nice touch. But yeah, the people right now are telling us that, hey, they're concerned about their boy Teddy. He's up to, you know, he's acting a little strange. But Teddy's actually pretty smart. He's gonna go ahead and inspect the lake over at the side and try to figure out what's going on with this redness. So we're gonna see that pretty soon. In the meantime, like I said, anytime we start an area, there's a lot of farming for souls that we need to do. So that's what I'm doing every time. And again, just sealing these layers. Also, when I was a kid, I had to remove all the marshland and make every area clean. Just because of, you know, being a neat freak, I guess. But in this speedrun, we're just gonna go ahead and only clear what we need. Yeah, so I'm using the Strength of an Angel upgrade that the people offered us. That allows us to kill monsters in one shot. It lasts for, I want to say, 6 cycles of these, like, town under construction cycle. And it really helps farm those souls early on. There's a hidden counter that you're not seeing, but if you read the Admiral Guide on GameFAQs, basically that hidden counter is increasing every time we free a soul here too, and that's why we have to farm so much in the beginning. Otherwise, they don't build. It's basically each person turns into a house. You also need 10 people to seal a lair. Local population right now is 88, and the global population is 238 there. So being able to kill these enemies in one shot early on helps us get to that, at least that 10 to seal the first layers. And there's Teddy, so we're gonna go ahead and get the bread that they baked. We're gonna go ahead and Uber Eats the bread over, well, I guess via Angel, just fly it over. But there you can see Teddy, he's inspecting the lake. He's doing his thing.
Cherub Hub?
A Cherub Hub.
There we go. Okay, I was just like, there's gotta be one here. There's gotta be a pun here.
Better, yeah. Better you come up with it. Okay, and then, so basically Teddy finds this magic skull. That allows us to kill the lair that's hidden there. And that's what really helps us advance. So Teddy doing all the work, basically. But unfortunately, the boss here wants a sacrifice. The boss hanging out in this castle. And basically, they draw lots. And Teddy's going to be the one that rigs the lot drawing so that he's chosen. So basically, Teddy sacrifices himself. So Teddy, you know, going the great distance for the cause here. Chair grub, angel food cakes, and more. These are good. You know, I'm gonna be using these. I love this game. I've been running it, like I said, for 7 years, and we always come up with some new stuff every time we go through this run. So once all the monster lairs are cleared, we can head into Act 2 here. This is one of the longer stages. It features the Zeppelin Wolf, which is a really RNG heavy boss. And basically the whole thing will be, if we can, we'll see if we can skip the transformation, but we'll get to that soon. Not too much to say about the platforming here, though. We are going to try to get one of those wall clips again. There's 2 places where we can pull off that trick in this area. Also, the J version allows us, if you were playing the J version, you would instant kill on those spikes. In the U version, you actually can land on them, but we're going to save our health. No reason to risk any.
Do you have a minute for a donation?
Yeah, let's go.
We got a very generous $40 donation from Silly Person, putting towards the hardcore uprising blindfold. So I'm happy to say that that incentive has been met. So that's great. We get to see hardcore uprising, and the runner doesn't. So that's very exciting. Thank you very much for that donation, Silly Person.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, this is such a good cause. I'm really happy to see the people donating generously. Thank you so much. Shoulder roll there. Okay, so we're gonna jump into another wall clip attempt here called the Skelevator. And the skeleton did not want to cooperate, so we're gonna just take the yoga block method.
Oh, so this is still the Mega Man block, I see.
Yeah, we had to get a little bit more Mega Man action in, right? Soapy Ninja also did a great job. I am great runners, known them a long time. Alright, here we go. This is the Zeppwolf fight, very RNG heavy. We don't want this ground spawn, and we don't want the high spawn. So hey, Marathon block, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, this is what we want. We're still gonna try to skip the transform. There we go. So normally he would transform into a wolf, but if he manages health just right, we can get him on no transform. Let's go.
What'd you say his name was? Zeppelwolf?
Zeppelin Wolf. So
Zeppelin Wolf. Oh,
yes.
Okay. I was expecting a Wolf Zeppelin, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed.
So yeah, so interesting thing about that, I know Enix likes to throw back to some of the classic rock, especially with like
Led Zeppelin.
Ogre Battle, Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
March of the Black Queen. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was a throwback to. It's a very weird name otherwise. And sorry, no Zeppelin.
Rip.
And not even a wolf. We didn't even get to see the wolf.
I know. False advertising.
Maybe in the
Come
boss rush. Maybe later on.
Oh, okay.
If we get unlucky, but well, whatever. We'll show it off. So once again, we do have to wait for the level up here before we can move to the next act. And there you go, because we do have to be level 4. We also got the wonderful or terrible Stardust magic. It's the only magic we're going to use in the entire game. It has like a 1,000 different ways of hitting, and the RNGs on it is terrible, but it is very powerful when it does hit. We'll see how it goes. Thanks, Mel. Hey, Jiggly. So this area looks a little bit like maybe Super Star Wars. I don't know. The boss at the end of it's called Dagobah. So I think, yeah.
That's pretty suspicious.
Isn't it? Definitely a lot of cactuses though that we gotta jump over here. Some fry guys we gotta get under. Britney Spears, I like to call them the spear throwers. There's one at the end. Not too much going on, but the next screen, all the slash jumps that we're doing are very tight. These do require slash jumps to make, and then we do a lot of damage boosting through the platforms. And that's one last one. Okay, we should be fine. Now, normally there are other ways to go through the stage. You can go much higher up, but those slash jumps do save a lot of time. And of course an apple right at the end. So here's the antlion Dagobah. I don't know if you were expecting an antlion. And then we use Stardust, which I'm gonna hope it hits. Pretty good. You can actually 2-cycle this boss. And not bad.
Looked more like a Sarlacc to me. So
Yes. Super Star Wars, exactly. ActRaiser was an early release game. Super Star Wars had to have stolen the idea. Like I said, Quintet, small company, but they did produce Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Terranigma, which we're gonna see Illusion of Gaia tomorrow morning. Queen Anne B is gonna be running that, and we're gonna be also racing Soul Blazer with the Axeman later tomorrow. So we're gonna see some of these Quintet games. I'm happy to showcase them in a marathon. Because, they had to go up against like Konami with like, Super Castlevania 4 and some of the big companies, but Quintet did a pretty good job here. So this area, desert theme. I'd like to think of it as building the Las Vegas Strip. You'll see why pretty soon.
Do you have a second for a couple more donations?
Yeah, let's get them in.
We had a $20 donation from Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Love ActRaiser, especially music, and Sin is the best.
Oh, thank you, Hannibal.
We also have $22.28 from Tigdwan, who says, "Leave the Speedo alone, Sin."
Thanks, Tig. Yeah,
Thank you very much for those generous donations. Keep them rolling in.
Yeah, the Minotaur, we have a little fun with that. Thank you so much for those donations. Really going to a good cause. Keep them coming. Here, we don't do too much, but we're gonna build this straight line up through the sand. Yeah, Illusion Guy, that's gonna be tomorrow. Oh, we're having fun here. These monsters are just kind of chilling, don't have to worry about them. And there's also this little, do we want to talk about this unfortunate soul over here? So somebody did wander off a little bit too far and kind of lost their way. We can basically give them some head pats. But yeah, this person unfortunately got the plague. Is not going to make it to ActRaiser 2. They do bury this person next to the shrine, which ends up giving everyone the plague. If we go and rescue it, we get some really beautiful music, but unfortunately we're going to skip that in the run tonight. Just let it play out. But that's what's going on. So just some head pats.
Thanks for your sacrifice, little pixel dude.
Yeah, first we lost Teddy, now this one.
This game's brutal.
It is, you know, they didn't really, you know, sugarcoat any of it. Like, if you see, like, there are people dying all the time. Even one of the people that are, like, in our shrine, like, offering up to us, one of them died to the Minotaur in the first act. When we go back there, you'll see it's just one person again. Also, Quintet Games, yeah, this suspicious little symbol here is actually an eagle, which is disappointing because Quintet loved to put phoenixes in games, but it's actually called an eagle. And as you can see, like I said, we have like the Las Vegas Strip here. I mean, it's in its prime, well, not prime, primitive days. But you do have the Luxor here.
Luxor is right there, yeah.
There you go. So, what's also funny is this little pixel dude can turn around. Like, if you come back, he's facing the other way, so I don't know. Oh yeah, hey Hannibal, yeah, the offering music, or the harmonious music, is one of the best tracks in this game. And there was a remake of this game, ActRaiser Renaissance. People might know about it, people might have skipped it because it's not as good as this one. But we play the old Razor here, as I like to call it. I think it's still the best version. I have played the new one, but yeah, not as good. It's got good music though. So again, once we seal all the layers, I mean, this is kind of rinse and repeat. We can go to Act 2. Mode 7.
Wait, I thought is this Pilot Wings all of a sudden?
Another great SNES game though.
That's true.
So very pyramid Egyptian themed pyramid. And you have the single leg wrapped mummies here, so they can just walk away. I mean, you don't normally wrap mummies like that, but hey. And then you have our swordsmen that kind of mimic our movements a little bit. Those are pretty cool. We're gonna try to go for a really tough strat here, 2 to 4 frame window to get this pyramid jump. And there we go. That saves like 7 seconds. Almost impossible to get on first try. And then we go for the wall clip here. There you go. So we get I don't even know what those scorpions are. They're like some RoboCop scorpion looking thing that shoot. Don't quite fit the theme, but everything else does. A lot of some enemies faster to slash jump over. Some enemies just faster to tank. We're also racing against the timer here to get to the elevator, which is on a screen timer. So we have to get to like 173 here. Pretty easy when the mummies go down in one hit. Oh, and there's like a debate there for the spikes. You can like jump on the platform early, and the elevator takes you right into them. So they, you know, they tried to troll a little bit. Yeah, and then jump into the doorway. Now this Pharaoh is probably the easiest thing to kill with Stardust, because you can just bait it right into the corner. As the Stardust is hitting the floor, it does 3x damage. That's why Stardust is so powerful. Alright. Now, any time for donations, we're going to head back to Fillmore, so we're going to hang out a little bit there. If there's anything you want to share, now's a good time.
Well, we can just say for more information about the marathon, you can check out speedgaming.org/NoKidHungry to see the whole list of prizes and donation incentives that we've got going on right now. And to make sure to contribute to one of those incentives, just mention whichever incentive it is in your donation comment. All the donations go directly to No Kid Hungry.
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. So we're going to see some of the beachfront property over here, and some houses don't have doors. We don't know what happened. I guess those people are just never going to be able to come back out. And we got Jukes the dog hanging out. So Fillmore's been doing all right while we've been away. This was the first area, only like 25 minutes ago, but the people over here are praising, you know, yay, thank you for saving us. Everything's cool. These people probably should be building houses too and get work done twice as fast, but you know, whatever, we'll take the praise. And these are some factories, again, pretty cool. There was the charm. I think this is why some people didn't like ActRaiser 2, because they took all this out. But I also run that game, and I gotta tell you, the platform is pretty nice in it. The music's good. You lose the charm. So we're just actually waiting for a level up here. While we're here, they're actually building in Cassandora as well, so any area you clear, they kind of build in 2 places. So our global population is increasing kind of twice as fast. And this area had more developed homes, so that's where we're hanging out here to wait for the level up. Again, population is what drives levels. So we do need to get that up to eventually 1900. We're almost halfway here. This is going to be Atos. This is the volcanic area. It's one of the... I like the aesthetic in this place. And also you have like what looks like the Goonies grandma, I guess.
Little jester gnomes.
Yeah. And some maybe like mounds of cinnamon in the background. But to me it looks like they have a spoon, and I don't know, they just kind of like launch these enormous rocks. I don't know where they're keeping them.
These birds are extremely well trained.
Yeah, so I don't know if the birds were intended to lead us into the danger, to kill it, or just are really bad at flying. But yeah, most of the time they take us over the volcano at least. Oh! Yeah, one spicy meatball right on our head. Now, also in the J version, these skulls cannot be destroyed with the sword. You'd have to jump over them, but in the U version, they made it a little bit easier. We don't have to worry about all that. And again, we're going to damage boost through the platforms here to skip up. Oh, couldn't get that one. And one more. Nope. I'm going to try to jump right over the volcano, because that's the fastest way. So that's also another 2-frame jump there. Saves a little bit of time, don't have to go all the way down. And now the Tengu's giving us a little bit of a problem, because they take up the whole space. Once again, the game very generous with apples, but we're going to get this other power up here. Whoa. This is the only time you're going to see the sword beam in a stage. Which is actually pretty cool because it makes this boss trivial. And there you go, that's the water serpent. Not much to stand on. Boss goes down, is pretty easy. Let's go. There's really no way out of here. Good thing we can ascend spiritually. 'Cause otherwise we'd have a long way down. This area... Oh, more people born from lightning. Let's go. This area is going to feature the skull. This is a new monster lair that looks pretty menacing, actually. Once again, we're going to use that strength of an angel. I guess if you blink, you might miss it, because the menuing goes pretty fast. Mashing yo mat, let's go. So here, we're also farming again souls. We need 22. We do a little wax on, wax off method here. Clockwise, counterclockwise. While the miracles are happening, we can actually kind of freeze time and farm. So those are those souls every time we kill one returning back. And there you go, the skull popped up. Now, those skulls are enormous. Can you imagine, like, looking out your window and seeing one of those just peering through the window? Yeah.
You mean you don't? Uh-oh.
Yeah. These little blue dragons are kind of annoying. The skull, I'd prefer the skull actually, because the blue dragons do more damage in the run than the skulls. But the skulls would cast an earthquake when they attack. They just don't really get time to do that in the run.
It's fun as someone who, for the Quartet Enix games, as someone who's most familiar with Illusion of Gaia of the bunch, it's fun seeing the couple different like art assets and especially sound effects that are in this game and in Illusion of Gaia. Good job reusing those assets there.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I have a big debate of which energy bar is the better one, the ticks of health here or the balls, because eventually they switch to like little balls for health. I'm a fan of the ticks, but some people like the balls, and then there's people that I think Terranigma does it the best though. It's just numbers. Just give me the numbers. Much easier to know the damage. Yeah, in fact, the angel taking damage sound is the sound in Soul Blazer of the elevator in the underground mine, which is, but just sped up. So they did get pretty creative with that. And hey, I am. Thanks for the good luck. Congrats also on the run. So I didn't even mention, but one of the villagers here, they had a dying. They were dying, and their wish was just to have the Master's Tears sent. So we're supposed to send rain upon that person, and he literally holds his arms up like, "Hey, send me your tears." But we don't do that because it costs like 5.5 seconds. So yeah.
Get wrecked.
Yeah,
sorry,
get wrecked.
Dude.
So that person
growing fast.
Yeah, that person's just gonna go out sad. But you know what? Also, like, the population doesn't decrease by 1, so I don't know. I think it was just a whole ploy.
Oh man, or was he a ghost?
So, yeah, he was already dead. Plot twist. We can do some dips on the volcano here as the angel. Yes. Flex. All right, let's go. So funny thing too is you can just seal this lair and let the people, like, the volcano will erupt. We're not going to show it, but the volcano will be erupting, and they will continue building while like fire is raining down on the people. It causes too much lag, so we just ditch them. But I gotta say, the people here are pretty tough. Mode 7. Okay. This area, pretty tough. I like to say this is where runs go to die, to a lake of fire and fry, so we'll see how this goes. This is all going to be very scripted slash jumping. Very tight jumps and not a lot of health to manage. Yeah, that jump is crazy. Okay, let's go. And we do abuse iframes there to jump into that enemy. Otherwise, he would create... Okay, there you go.
Oh, no.
So when this room starts off, you do want to get a turnaround like that. That's
well, at least you
a
start
two-frame.
right back at the...
Yeah, exactly.
Just right there.
I'd rather go for the trick than just... But actually, it doesn't lose too much time, because now we can just damage boost through everything. We don't have to worry about health. And this crazy one here, woo, just go backwards. Once again, an apple right at the end, though, no problem. We buffer jump into here. And this is our fire wheel, which again is scripted, but... Come on, Star. There you go. That was a good Stardust. That's what you want to see. You want to see the Stardust finish that boss off. Let's go. Hey, Chocobo. Act 2, down. All right. Our people here got a lot of work to do, actually. So, one of which is this person just like puts on the sandals and the toga and just climbs a mountain. No problem. Solo.
Good for that guy.
They're pretty tough.
We've got some more, another donation, if you want to hear.
Perfect. Yes, perfect timing. Let's go.
Soulblazer Mel donates $20 and said, Sin is the best player. Let's add this to the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade Blindfolded Rufus incentive. We got lots of Blindfold fans out here today.
Thank you, Soulblazer Mel. I would think Soulblazer Mel's maybe a bit of a fan of Soulblazer. Not sure.
How can you tell?
I don't know. Thank you so much, Mel, for that donation. Again, all the donations going towards a really good cause. Free meals for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. No Kid Hungry is a charity dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas that need it most. They provide emergency grants and expert guidance to schools and local community groups to help feed kids, and all of your donations during the marathon go directly to No Kid Hungry. And we are just 10 measly dollars away, just $10 from meeting that Blindfolded Rufus incentive.
Let's go. Thank you, Tyler.
Oh, you know what? I lied. Excuse me. I lied to you. Silly person, noted blindfold enthusiast silly person, throws in another $30 donation to put it toward that Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrated Blindfolded Rufus incentive. So that's met. That's more than met. Let's go, chat. That was through. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's awesome. Pretty soon, if I sit here any longer, I'll be doing this run blindfolded. Oh no.
Let's go.
So while we're actually just waiting here, not too much. We're waiting for the level up here. So that was perfect timing for all those donations. Thank you so much. Now we can head over to the next act. Marana. If you're in the mood for pasta sauce, whatever you like. Hype. So this area is a little weird because the bottom of the screen is obscured by this fog. Enemies like to pop out. But most of the time, again, just jumping over everything or damage boosting. We get a little bit of a ledge clip there. That's okay. This guy doesn't want to move out of the way. And we're going to try to shoulder roll through things. One more time, we're going to see the wall clip here. A little different, though. Because once we get it, we can actually... yeah, we can actually ascend through the wall and cause the screen to transition right there, just like that. So that's one of the bigger abuses of the wall clip glitch. Okay. Those guys, if they put a t-shirt on, they're not going to be able to see because their eyes are on their chest. Anyway, this is Raffle Asher. After the Raffle Asia plan, shoutouts to Vile Team there in the background for the Pokemon fans. I can't really tell you what's going on with this boss. Except I didn't get the wall clip, so we're going to be doing this fight a little differently than usual. Okay, let's go. So normally you'd have to get the wall clip there, and it's really easy, but when it's not, then you got to deal with that tentacle. I am not a fan of that tentacle trying to grab. All right. We're also ending higher up on the screen because every time we leave an act, the soul flies back up to the Sky Palace, so with less room for it to fly up. Save some frames. It also kind of looks cool to be up on the ceiling like that. So here we are in the islands. I kind of wish we were having a vacation here, but nope, monsters. The first thing we're going to do is use Earthquake, because we have to join these lands, and you don't want to have houses when you cast an Earthquake, because they will get destroyed. So we do that before there's any houses. Yeah, woo. I am knows, without that wall clip, that fight is rough. And again, we're going to build in the 3 directions. For some reason, doing an Earthquake gives us 22 souls automatically, so we didn't really have to kill that much. And they can build their houses right away. Also, you haven't been noticing, but, or maybe you have, I've been upgrading fields to wheat, which is actually rice in the J version. I mean, they actually do look like rice fields. They just changed that in the translation. But that gives us the ability to get more people quicker. It's like source of food. Wheat offers more source of food. Once you build one or convert one field, all the other fields from there on will be the upgraded field. So yeah, all this building, I guess I'm just kind of flying through it. Like I said, it's just memorize and go. You're not missing too much story with the people. They always have something to tell you, like, Master, I know it's unexpected, but our people have something to tell you. Here, they're talking about a false god, which basically appeared in this shrine over here. So all the people are basically going to turn to worshipping this god instead, I guess because the shrine looks nicer? I don't know. This one's a little stuffy. Whatever. But that's what happens. And, oh yeah, there's that eagle thing again. So there is normally a aura magic that we would love to get in the speedrun, but it takes too long. Because aura is very powerful and more consistent than Stardust. But since it takes too long, we skip it. But that's where that's hidden. So we're just gonna stay with the Stardust for the rest of the run. And the island living here is pretty nice. Not a lot of room to build, but once we fried all the trees, it's been fine. I have to keep an eye on this red demon though, because it. So red demons burn fields, and that one is particularly targeting this one closest to the lair. These blue dragons like to troll as well. Keep an eye on them. Okay. You don't get too much room, so yeah, there you go. If you're just a little bit off on killing some of these monsters, they like to fry some of these upper houses, and it becomes too much to manage. And that's basically Marana. We're gonna end on that lair. When you seal a lair that has an item in it, it skips the message about Act 2. So that saves time. That's why we actually went all the way to this bat lair first and then sealed this one last. Alright. Now we just gotta hang out here until population reaches 1900. So another good time. If there's anything you need to share, Tyler, hop
Sure.
right in.
Yeah. We can tell you a little bit about our upcoming prizes that we've got coming up here. The next couple prizes to expire are an 8-bit Do Nest 30 Pro controller, which is pretty good. 8-bit Do makes some good products there. That ends at the cutoff for that is at 10 p.m. Eastern Time in just a little over an hour and a half from now. And then ending at midnight Eastern, we get a beautiful set of Mega Man 4 Perlers that you can win. And for more information about all of those prizes and the different incentives that you can donate towards, you can check out the links in chat.
Yeah, thank you. Always nice to get some prizes back for donating too. That's awesome. I did check out some of those Perlers too. They're pretty nice.
Yeah, the Perlers are those. They always look so great. It's like a craft form that is just so well suited for retro game prizes. You know,
Yeah.
It's just like the pixely stuff. It's so good. And thank you to everybody who donated prizes for the marathon.
Yeah, it's so great. So a lot of people are probably watching speedruns and they're thinking like, wow, you know, like I love how the community comes together. There's so many ways, like even if you're not a runner, there's just so many ways to offer your time and people working on this marathon behind the scenes. It's so great to see everything come together, and that's just one of the reasons why I've been doing it for 7 years now. I love it. And I think everybody that's here watching, it's more than just going fast in video games. Okay. So this boss likes to shoot, as you can see, sometimes it likes to shoot blue lasers, other times it likes to dip. We want it to dip, but we had some pretty bad starts there. But that's Kalia, that's the false god. Get wrecked. Now it's just us again. This area reminds me of the Doji Palace in Venice, Italy, actually. That's what I always think about when I see this palace. Alright, so we already got to level 10. That was the last requirement to get to North Wall. So again, we just buffer right out of these areas, never to return again. And here we go, into the final area, North Wall. It's a little frozen here. I love this music though, it's kind of like a lullaby. So we're also taking advantage of slope jumps, so every time you jump off a slope you get a boost. So you might notice that a few times. Yeah, Grandma. And we're trying to make a cycle. There you go. We're trying to make this cycle. You don't have to wait for these little floating icicles. And the Magical Quest runners might recognize, like, floating on these ice platforms. Whee! So here's one of the only places we can wall clip without taking damage. We can just jump right into the wall.
Oh yeah, the Magical Quest Micmac. Is that the same developer as well?
No, but
No. Okay.
I don't know who stole which idea where. That was a Capcom, yeah.
Oh, it was Capcom. Yeah, no, you're totally right. Yeah.
And here we go. Into this boss. This boss we used to fight with just a sword. The Murfly. No legs. But we make quick work of it with magic. Well, if Stardust decides to hit. Come on. Good enough. You could actually one cycle. Let's go. This is always when I get a little sad because we're nearing the end of the run, but it's like ActRaiser casually, I'd say it goes around 4 hours if you're playing it and you're really enjoying the town building. Still love that the speedrun sees all the areas, but does go quick. Again, always happy to run this game, and especially for such a good cause. Thank you again, SpeedGaming, for having me. So this area, the sun is going to be very prominent. So we have to do... Unfortunately, sunlight is very focused in ActRaiser. You can only do one square at a time. So you get to hear this crystal-ish sound for a little bit. Rip all the people that enjoy dark mode. This area is a little bright. We'll get some green going yet. Remind you of Saturn from Hulk's Planet Suite? Oh, I gotta check that out. I'm a huge fan. Like most of the games I run, it's because of the soundtrack. So I'm always interested to see the inspiration and where the music comes from. I mean, Yuzo Koshiro took inspiration from John Williams, which you're going to hear in the next act, The Tree. If it's not out of Star Wars, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's almost... It's basically a Star Wars track. So again, these skulls, now we get to have 2 of them. Again, they're just kind of smiling. We're trying to keep the population low here. So this area, we don't care about population. We already reached our level requirement, which is level 10. If you were to just to hang out with the game a little bit more, maybe you'd farm a few more levels. But no reason to in the run. We can't get across to the other side yet. We gotta wait for bridges. So we have to clear all the layers on this side first. There's also the frozen lake here that we get to uncover. Well, you potentially would uncover, and that's where you get magical light spell, which is one of the coolest looking magic in the game. It's featured on the box art, but it's completely terrible for the speedrun, and it would also take too long to get, so we don't get to see it. Also, I guess I didn't really mention it, but to use magic, you get magic scrolls. This route only gets 2 magic scrolls for the whole game. There is a 3rd one here that they offer, but we skip it. We're just gonna go with the YOLO strats. Actually, let me think about that. What's my time at? Let's go YOLO. Why not? Why not, chat? So yeah. 2 should be enough. Let's keep it interesting. Everybody's been so great tonight. I want to make it entertaining. We could also leave one of these skulls behind if we want. Or we could be merciful and not leave it behind. Let's be nice. So that's it. This is the final layer, the end of simulation. And we're gonna dive right into this tree. This area features the Arctic Wyvern, one of my favorite sprites from the game. Queen Anne did a cross stitch, probably not visible in the restream, but behind me, it's one I keep and I love. All right, into the tree, this place. Shoutouts to, again, the Star Wars music. I'm gonna go for the axe clip here. If he throws the axe. Okay. There we go. And once again, one more time, into the wall clip. Eyes here are random. I have no idea where they're gonna appear. That's always fun for speedrun. And the axe throwers, no problem. Birds, no problem. Alright, pretty good. So here, we're just gonna ride a bubble up. And of course, we have no problem standing on a bubble, but actually you do need to keep jumping, otherwise it will burst. Okay, and here we go, into the wyvern fight. You want it to swoop like that, so it just swoops right into the magic, making quick work. And that's it. You barely even get time to see this awesome sprite.
That was a pretty awesome sprite, I gotta say.
Alright, the giant snow globe is done. We're going to be heading into the boss rush, which is probably one of the most iconic scenes in ActRaiser. This is Deathheim. Basically, again, the translation, it's God, Satan, or Hell, but they call it Deathheim and Tanzra here. So the angel's like, alright, get prepared. It's the showdown. Tanzra's got 6 champions. And we're gonna have to kill them one by one. Let's go. Tig. I know what Tig's favorite sprite is. The Minotaur. And we're gonna see him one more time here. They're all sped up.
There's that Speedo again.
So here we're gonna hope this Stardust fin. No. There's that Speedo one more time. Sporty. And the golden axe. But a real pushover in the run. And we get to see the Zeppelin Wolf one more time. Let's see if we're actually going to see a wolf. Oh, probably. We'll see. Oh, come on. He wants to... Okay. Oh, we got the extra hit in. Perfect. But you don't get to see a wolf. But I'm telling you, that's good for the run. Let's go.
I believe you that there's a wolf.
Maybe next time. Yeah, the faces are a little bit more enhanced compared to what you might see on the sprites here. Here we do a wall clip once again and make quick work of this fight. You don't get to see that in the first part. Being wall clipped allows you to not take damage, which is really helpful. Here's the fire wheel. This is also manipulated. Okay. So we actually buffer jump into there just to get the first 6 hits, otherwise this fight can get really out of hand. Kali is going to be a tough one. Again, a lot of RNG, don't know if we're going to get a laser shot or not. We do want dips. There's one. Sorry if I'm quiet because these fights are insane. You probably hear a lot of controller creaking. the old-fashioned SNES controller. By the way, my favorite controller.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, we don't get health back. So we're gonna make this pretty close, depending on how the Stardust goes. That was pretty good. All right, let's go. Yeah, so sometimes we take intentional deaths. We're gonna try to get Tanzra on one shot. This depends on the Stardust. See how it goes. I wanted to make it interesting. Ooh, that was a bad one. Alright, let's go. So 2 phases with Tanzra. Stand under the T here in time and you're kind of safe from the first few cycles here, the shots. Okay. Oof. Let's go! 3 cycle! Okay, whew. I wanted to keep
Ooh,
it close.
boy.
And there you go,
Cool.
Chandra goes down just shy. 1 hit away. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, first of all, for all the donations during the run. It's amazing, the support for No Kid Hungry. That's why we're really here. So I really have to thank everyone that donated and continues to donate and continues to watch this marathon. Thank you, Tyler, also for being here with the hosting with this during this run. This is great. Like I said, I'm Sin. I've been running this game for 7 years. Thank you everyone for the GGs, for coming out here to support me as well. I don't really need the support as much as those kids do though. So keep donating, keep watching. It's such a good cause. And if anybody's more interested in speedrunning and join the community, it's great. There's so many ways to contribute. So thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, there's more action coming. I'll see you then. Thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.